My preseason prediction of Florida State going 6-6 is already going down in flames. So, and I'm good with that. That's fine. I can be
My,
wrong. This
my
is going to be exciting for our show, for our channel, if they can continue this. And again, next week is Boston College at home, correct?
Boston College at home, and Boston College is coming off. They've got the loss to Rutgers in week
Yep.
1, loss to Virginia Tech in week 2, and they host Maine this week. So,
Well, they're going to get healthy, but still, they were forecasted to be somewhat of a outside dark horse factor in the ACC Atlantic.
yeah, and I mean, and that's the way you got to look at it right now. Just as I pull up here on my work computer, the ACC standings at the moment, 2 weeks into the season. If you count at this point, but right now, obviously, Florida State's first place. Let's hold on to that for a moment. First place in the Atlantic Division, but you have a Syracuse team that's 2-0. Right now, 5 teams are undefeated. Boston College is 0-2. Louisville is 1-2. So, you know, Syracuse may be a little tougher game. Logan talked about a little bit about that on Wednesday. Syracuse may be a tougher opponent than we thought they'd be, but that'll be later on the season. But I think the biggest thing is to get those 6 wins as much as possible, because you have to get back to bowl eligibility. We have not been bowl eligible 3 of the last 4 seasons, so it's about getting back to bowl eligibility. If you can end October bowl eligible, that takes a lot of stress off that Miami game, off that Florida game, off that Syracuse game.
So, Jason, we both went down our checklist of positives and our negative takeaways from this game, but we both missed one in particular. Mr. Ryan Fitzgerald, as is being mentioned by Timothy here, 2 missed field goals, very makeable kicks, and the last one, you're in a situation where you almost were able to just run the clock out. The running game was working like precision to just run the clock out. You stall in the red zone. You've got an easy field goal. It's dead on. He misses. And, you're in a situation where you don't salt the game away, but you make them score a touchdown. If you make the kick to tie the game, the kick's got to be made.
When you're throwing the helmets off the plane, if you want to leave Fitzgerald's seat open and just leave him in Louisville, that would be fine. And I think the thing with him is that this is not a new thing. This is not something, because we dealt with this last season with Fitzgerald. We dealt with this earlier in the season. So when there's a situation when he missed the first field goal wide right, you're thinking, yeah, okay. And then the next time you're thinking, all right, maybe he learned it, and he missed it again. But you have to look at it this way. What's Florida State's other options? You have 2 other kickers. Aiden Sharari, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, from Clearwater, and Max Larson, who's from down here from St. Thomas Aquinas, who I actually saw in high school, was a good kicker in high school, but, it's also 5'10", 185. So he's a lot shorter and a lot skinnier than what you're getting from Fitzgerald. So who knows about his power? But I mean, Fitzgerald right now he's the only kicker that we really have, but I think that's something that we should get involved in the recruiting process as soon as humanly possible. Yes, if we could recruit some people from our national championship soccer team, that would be phenomenal.
There you go. Fitzgerald is 3 for 6 now this season. You don't need a field goal kicker that's hitting 50% of his kicks.
Wow, he made 3 kicks this season. Isn't that impressive?
And when you're watching a really good, when you're watching NFL games and almost every kicker's just, 85% certainty, and how clean the kicks are. His kicks are never clean kicks. They're always hooking, wobbly. It's rough to watch.
Oh, I know, but once again, I must also say that I have not watched a Florida State kick in over 30 years. So I cannot totally say how his kicks have gone, if we're just going to be honest. Even our good kicks, even in our good years, I still have not watched a kick in 30 plus seasons. That first wide right in 1991 ruined it for me.
Yeah, you do have quite the history of kicks.
We do.
That who knows what Florida State's legacy could be right now, even greater, with about 3 more made kicks.